Hello, 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 everybody. It's me, is OMG, WTF, LOL, FWBRB. And welcome back to more WWE vs. TEW 2016, the weekly series where we take the weekly events that the WWE runs, we book them in the game and see just how well WWE does against the game, or if TEW will be the three-legged company that brings WWE down to its knees. We are booking Monday Night Raw. This is the June 4th? Yeah, June 4th edition of Monday Night Raw. Still on our way to Money in the Bank main event of the night. Finn Balor and Kevin Owens. First time ever on Monday Night Raw. They really were confusing me when they were saying that because I was like, I'm pretty sure they fought like an NXT, but then I caught the Monday Night Raw thing. 66 C plus rating to start off tonight as we open up Monday Night Raw with Elias, who's in the ring. JoJo introduces him. He welcomes the crowd. Of course, we're in Houston tonight, the Toyota Center. And he starts to, sing a song. And for once, he's not interrupted. He starts singing a song. He sings about Seth Rollins and all that. He expresses, how he's kind of irritated how everyone's all worried about Seth Rollins when no one's asking him how he is because, he just had to crack one of his favorite guitars last night. So on and so forth. Eventually leads to Seth Rollins coming out. He gets into the ring with Elias, but not without a steel chair because Elias, of course, is ready to hit him with the guitar. Rollins slides in the ring. He smacks the guitar out of Elias's hands with the chair, and then he goes after Elias. But that's when Jinder Mahal, of course, Sunil Singh as well, but he's the manager, come to Elias's rescue, and the three men start beating down on Seth Rollins until Roman Reigns, the big dog, Seth Rollins' best friend apparently, comes out to make the save. Rollins and Roman beat down on Elias and Jinder and get them to pretty much run off. And that leads to Kurt Angle coming out, and he announces that we're going to have a tag team match player, and that's happening right now. So opening match of the night will be Elias and Jinder Mahal taking on Roman and Seth Rollins. Got the crowd hot. Strong start. Kurt came across well. Gained heat to both the Rollins and Elias feud and Roman and Jinder feud. Match itself. There we go. I was going to say, don't make me do it again. 66 C plus for the match itself. Decent matchup here. Elias and Jinder Mahal go over the Shield, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, in 18 minutes 38 seconds when Elias defeats Seth Rollins with the drift away. It says he illegally used the ropes for leverage. He did not. I had to do a tainted finish, but that's not how it went. And then, of course, Sunil Singh distracting Rollins and Reigns throughout the match. So, finish of the match pretty much. By the way, Seth Rollins really took a lot of the heat in this match. Like, I really don't remember the heels really being in that much danger until like Roman got that first tag, and then it kind of turned into Roman and Seth's favor. Seth was a fighting champ. They're really booking him hard. From what I hear, rumor right now is that he's going to be the one to take the bet off of Lesnar. I don't know if I agree with that too much. I still think it should be Braun, but okay. Nonetheless, ending of the match pretty much happens when Sunil Singh causes the distraction for Roman Reigns, and then Jinder Mahal goes after Roman Reigns and takes him out. And then that leads to, I think, Sunil Singh. Yeah, I think Sunil Singh went to go grab the steel chair because he wanted revenge on Seth Rollins or something like that. And then Rollins brought it in to go beat down on, like, Elias with it or something like that. I know it was Rollins brought the chair in because Elias then, like, DDT'd him onto the steel chair before picking him up and hitting him with the drift away to get the victory over the Intercontinental Champion. Big victory for Elias here tonight, by the way. Big victory. I don't think he's winning the Intercontinental Championship, but, maybe he is now that apparently Rollins is going to be facing Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. But big victory for Elias here tonight, getting a victory over Rollins. Mahal seemed off his game. Come on, Jinder. Sunil Singh doing some good work ringside. Roman and Seth have great chemistry. Got the crowd hot. Seth Rollins with a in-ring performance of a 76, the best of the match, by the way. Roman Reigns with a 75. Jinder Mahal with a 49, as was Elias. So both Elias and Jinder the weakest of the match with their 49 in ring performance. And it's just moved the feuds along. Nothing too special about that. Jinder Mahal, though, is improving in technical, so good for Jinder. 48 D plus as we get hype for tonight's matchups between Nia Jax and Natalya, and Braun Strowman and Braun Rude. Braun Strowman and Bobby Roode. This is probably talking about Nia's heel turn. I don't think they're turning her heel because this week they showed her a lot more kinder. Maybe it's because they realized how much of a heel she was last week. But I will have to change that. I forgot to change that before booking this. I'm not going to put it in a notebook. 38 D minus as we get hyped for our tag team battle royal later on tonight, which will feature Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, the B team, excuse me. Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre, Breezango, The Revival, Titus Worldwide, and Slater and Rhino. Also the Ascension. I just couldn't fit everybody on there. In fact, I couldn't even fit majority of the tag teams. That's why Ziggler and McIntyre are featured because, well, they're the more popular of everybody in this match. B team's featured because they're probably winning, and everybody else was just like one member of the team, pretty much. Except for the Ascension because they're like the least popular. 23 E minus, hell yes. Kurt Hawkins comes out. We've got our local talent of the night, James Harden. James Harden is being played by Matthew Palmer, which, by the way, if you guys don't know this, I found this out today. Matthew Palmer is Ember Moon's boyfriend or something like that. Complete accident. I didn't mean to hire Ember Moon's boyfriend. I just went with the guy that looked the most like the guy in the ring. It just so happened to be Matthew Palmer. Thought that was interesting. Anyway, Hawkins talks about how he has 199 losses, and tonight he's looking to break that. And when he does, everyone is getting tacos, pretty much. So, Kurt Hawkins takes on James Harden. 29, solid E rating matchup here in an abysmal match. James Harden goes over Kurt Hawkins. You read that right. James Harden beats Kurt Hawkins in 1:46 seconds after Kurt Hawkins was disqualified when Baron Corbin, for some reason, comes out and attacks James Harden. Don't know why, but Baron Corbin comes out and he attacks James Harden, pretty much costing Kurt Hawkins his opportunity to break that 199 streak, making it a 200 loss streak now. Good God. Cooled the crowd. Kurt Hawkins with a 26 in... Is that a 26? No, it's a 28, my bad. 28 in-ring performance. That's horrible. James Harden with a 22. James Harden's not even that far from you, dude. To be fair, though, they got a 29 solid E, so they perform better than their in-ring performances, but good lord. Harden is improving in Rumble and performance. Excuse me. A sneeze came out of nowhere. I wasn't even able to mute my mic in time. After the match, we get a 65 solid C rating here as Corbin just continues to beat down on Kurt Hawkins, pretty much smashing his face into the tacos and all that. Just embarrassing the guy here tonight, being the bully that Baron Corbin is. We then go to a 58 C minus as we see Natalya getting ready for her upcoming match against the women's champion, Nia Jax. And who's helping her? None else but Ronda Rousey, showing her how to throw a punch. 58 C minus for the rowdy one, and the best there is. 64 solid C as Kurt Angle asks Baron Corbin what the hell that was about. And Corbin allows Kurt Angle to know that Stephanie McMahon has promoted him to be the new constable of Monday Night Raw. Whatever the hell that means. I don't even know what a constable is. And I didn't bother to look it up. But anyway, Constable Corbin now, as he will be Kurt Angle's right-hand man, I guess, making sure things go down right. And if Kurt has a problem with it, he can call Stephanie, pretty much. So Stephanie continuing to make Kurt's life a living hell, it looks like. 67 C plus rating for Ronda Rousey joining color commentary for the next matchup. 51 D plus as we get hyped for Rousey versus Nia Jax at Money in the Bank. No. And then the match itself gets a 42 solid D rating here. Poor matchup. Nia Jax goes over Natalya in 7 minutes 54 seconds. The ending pretty much was Natalya doing like that weird, I don't know what they call it, because it's not weird, I kind of like it, but she pretty much bounces off the ropes and like steps on the person's back and head before like jumping off. and it looks like she tweaked her knee or leg or something like that, which led to Nia Jax hitting her with the Samoan drop. 1, 2, 3. She picks up the victory. Ronda Rousey was on commentary for this matchup. Nothing too special. There was one line that really just made me kind of cringe. Um, they were about to go to commercial break, and I think it was like Corey Graves or someone saying how Nia Jax, is going after Ronda because she thinks Ronda's ripe for the picking. And then Ronda goes, well, I think only my husband can call me that. And then when we come back from commercial break, they say the exact same line over. Like, they're all like, oh, well, Nia says you're ripe for the picking. And then Ronda goes, well, I think only my husband can call me that. And I'm like, oh, God, this is so cringe. It was pretty cringe. Nonetheless, announcing did help the match. Ignore the Nia Jax heel turn. That is probably not happening. Nia with a 35 in ring performance. Natalya with a 43. Natty Ice proving why she's better than the women's champ tonight, I guess. 51 D plus for the post angle as we get Natalya just hurt and all that. Nia's all asking her if she's okay. Natty, are you okay? Ronda Rousey comes down to the ring with that very angry face of hers. She's checking on Natty. Nia's trying to check on Natty, but Ronda's like, would you go? You just done enough already, you big stupid ape. Stupid stuff like that, you know what I mean? It just kind of a dumb angle, if I'm going to be honest with you guys. I mean, yeah, whatever. Natalya's hurt. That's okay. But having both Ronda and Nia like, oh, yo, are you okay? Haven't you done enough? Are you okay? It's just like, to me, it's like, do you guys not know? Like, we just saw in that video when Nia challenged Ronda, you guys seem to be kind of friends, or, not really friends, but you're cool with each other. And now all of a sudden you're like, haven't you done enough? Like, Ronda, you know this. No, this is wrestling, right? I mean, you were in the MMA. People get hurt. It just felt so stupid to me. Nonetheless, though, it did gain heat for the feud, so what can you do? Come on, I pressed the button. There we go. 57 C- rating here as we get hype for our main event tonight between Finn Balor and Kevin Owens. And then we also get some hype for Bobby Lashley's response. I'll get to Bobby Lashley's response when we get to it, but I've got some things I want to say about that. 61 solid C rating here as Renee Young is backstage with Bobby Roode. She interviews Bobby Roode about, being in his first ever Money in the Bank ladder match, and he talks about how when he wins, it's going to be glorious. They talk about his match against Braun Strowman, which Bobby Roode just really kind of replies in a very interesting way, saying how he's just kind of hoping to survive tonight, which, I'm going to be honest with you, probably not the best way to get Bobby Roode over is to make it seem like, he's like, I'm just looking to survive, like knowing he's not going to win. Should probably show a little bit more confidence. Honestly, they just need to turn the guy heel, because he's not a face. He's always been a heel, pretty much. 62 solid C as we get hype for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match featuring Kevin Owens, Bobby Roode, The Miz, Finn Balor, Braun Strowman, Rusev, Samoa Joe, and Big E, of course representing the New Day. New Day, we don't know which one will go in, but we shall see. 58 C- rating here as we get Braun Strowman taking on Bobby Roode. Good matchup. Strowman goes over Bobby Roode in 7 minutes, 6 seconds with the running power slam. Braun Strowman with a 74 in ring performance. Bobby Roode with a 58. And unfortunately, the men's Money in the Bank ladder match losing more heat. Match itself, nothing really special. Braun was really dominant. Bobby just kind of took a lot of the heat here. There was that one cool spot where Bobby Roode sets up a ladder between the ring and the barricade. But then it was a cool spot, but the way they brought it about was kind of stupid to me. Like, Roode antagonizes Braun Strowman to come out to the ring and chase him. So Braun obliges and comes out to the ring and chases him. Bobby Roode slides under the ladder. I'm not sure if he was hoping Braun was going to run into it or what, but Braun stops. Bobby's like, yeah, what are you going to do now, big guy? And I'm just like, he can go under a ladder too, or, he could slide in the ring. Or you could just drop kick the ladder into him, Bobby. Like, I don't know. It was weird. But then, of course, you get Braun lifting up his arms, screaming at Bobby, and then Hulk smash or Braun smash as he just breaks the ladder in half pretty much by slamming his fist down onto it. Bobby Roode falls back, and he's just like, oh, holy crap, pretty much like, oh my god. It was very well done by Bobby Roode's part. I loved that. That was like one of my favorite parts of the match, is just seeing Bobby Roode go down and going, oh my god. And just seeing him do that makes me even think more. Like, this guy's a heel. Come on, guys. Like, he's not a face. NXT, he wasn't a face. Why the hell are you guys making him a heel? Or a face, excuse me. Nonetheless, Strowman wins. Bobby Roode continues like his losing streak that he's been on. He is improving in performance, though, so good for Bobby. Oh, come on. You know I pressed the button. There we go. 65 solid C rating here, as Charlie Caruso is backstage with Kevin Owens, interviewing him about his match with Finn Balor. Owens just puts over the fact how, Finn Balor should be thanking him and all this other stuff, and how pretty generic promo on Kevin Owens' part. I didn't really pay much attention, so I don't even really remember what he said. But just him pretty much putting over how, he deserves more opportunities, blah, blah, blah. Finn Balor should be thanking him, blah, 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 whatnot, and all that. He's called out because, he's the one that lost, cost Finn Balor a match last week. Stuff like that. Pretty generic, but it did gain heat for the feud, so good for Kevin Owens there. Thank you, Kevin. A lot of the promos are so generic nowadays. It's like, what are you even talking about? Solid 60 rated C here as we get hype for the main event again. Finn Balor and Kevin Owens, which will take place later on tonight. 54 C minus as we're backstage, I guess, in the doctor's office or whatnot. Ronda Rousey's checking on Natalya. That's when Nia Jax comes in and she's checking on Natalya. Ronda and Nia bicker back and forth. Ronda's like, why are you here? Nia's like, well, Natty's my friend too, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, this is wrestling, people get hurt. Putting up some, valid points. Natty tries to get them to stop, and he's like, look, I know you didn't mean to hurt me, Nia, and I know you're just, here to help me, Ronda, but I just need some air. And she just walks off while Ronda and Nia just kind of stare each other down. Gained heat for the feud, though, so good for them. Yes. 65 solid C as Renee Young introduces the Deleters of the Worlds, the tag team champions, Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, who come down to the ring and pretty much warn the tag team division, talk about the Battle Royal and saying whoever wins tonight will be deleted and whatnot. At one point, he asks Renee Young if she's woken, and Renee Young says yes, and he's like, this needs a standing ovation, and they all do the clap. They're pretty over. I don't know. See, part of me is like, they're not over. They just know how to get the crowd in their hands. But I guess maybe that means they're over. But when you hear their music, I don't really hear a lot of people, cheering. But then again, with Bray Wyatt, I don't know if you can really tell by cheering. The way with him has always been, I feel, the Fireflies. You can always see that and be like, yeah, he's over. But they have the crowd in the palm of their hands. They're doing great stuff. Good stuff for them. By the way, I forgot to mention it. I'm glad this brought it up because I would have forgot. Jonathan Coachman not on commentary again. It's a very common thing with Coach to where he leaves and it's like Booker T or David Otunga, for instance, this week. It's like, what's the point of having Jonathan Coachman back if he's never back enough, All right, whatever, though. David Otunga was on commentary, though, this week. Jonathan Coachman was not. Crowd was hot, deserved better announcing, though. Come on, David. Renee Young underperformed, but Bray Wyatt came across as well. 57 C- as we get a second hype for the men's Money in the Bank featuring Kevin Owens, Bobby Roode, Miz, Finn Balor, Braun Strowman, Rusev, Samoa Joe, and Kofi Kingston this time, so because the New Day hasn't let us know. And I think we'll have one more of these hypes, which will feature Xavier Woods as well, so. 39 D- as we get hype for the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, which will feature Sasha Banks, Natalya, Charlotte Flair, Ember Moon, Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch, Naomi, and Lana. And they're also trying to play off that if Natty is, of course, 100% for the ladder match. So, I don't know, maybe they'll take her out, who knows. 57 C- as we get even more hype for the Money in the Bank, as this time it is the Styles versus Nakamura feud and the Nia Jax versus Ronda Rousey feud. I don't know why I went to work for improvements like there was going to be some. And then we get our pointless commercial break. 100 A-star. Big Break John coming through. He'll be back later on tonight because Big Show's in rehab. But I'll talk about that when I get to that. 39 D- as we get hype for the Tag Team Battle Royale, which will be next. Of course, that'll be between Ziggler, McIntyre, Dallas, and Axel. And then Dash Wilder representing the Revival this time, Fandango representing Breezango, Rhino representing Slater and Rhino, and Apollo Crews representing Titus Worldwide, because since I featured all those other guys, I figured I'd do it this time. The Ascension, unfortunately, gets the shorter than a stick again. Okay, I was like, I pressed it, didn't I? Alright, so this Battle Royal I had to do it in an interesting way. There is no tag team battle royal in TEW, so Adam Ryland, Grey Dog Studios or Software, I always forget. If you're watching this by chance and you're working on 219, tag team battle royal would be a pretty good idea. I'm just saying. Nonetheless, there is no tag team battle royal in the game, so I had to kind of come up with an idea of my own. There's 14 men in the match, and there is no 14-man battle royal, but there is a 15-man battle royal. So I went ahead and I just made a 15-man battle royal match between all the tag teams. So it's kind of a one-on-one match, but it's not at the same time. That is not true. I did not mean to put that there. Actually, I don't even think I did. I thought I put Scott Dawson. Nonetheless, we'll get to that in a moment, though. But, yeah, this is also not true. I'll get to it when I get to it. So, pretty much it's just a one-on-one match, but ignore that. I had to do it the best I could. And the 15th man was Sunil Singh, because I figured, why the hell not? We'll throw Sunil Singh in there. But with that being said, here is our tag team battle royal. 46D rating here. Terrible wrestling. Bo Dallas wins the battle royal in 9 minutes, 17 seconds. According to the game, the final four were Rhino, Tyler Breeze, and Drew McIntyre, with Rhino being the final elimination. Rhino was the final elimination. I did put that in. I guess I forgot to do the final four, or making the most eliminations things. That doesn't matter all that much. In fact, Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler were the first people eliminated. So, Dolph Ziggler was eliminated, I should say. So, there's no way they could have been in the final four. The real final four probably should have looked more like Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, because they're the ones that won, and then Rhino and Heath Slater. That should have been the final four, to be honest, with Scott Dawson getting the most eliminations with a total of 2 in the night. So that's how it should have gone, but like I said, it's really not that big of a deal. So, nonetheless, Bo Dallas gets the victory after eliminating Rhino. Mostly Heath Slater eliminating Rhino, because like Slater was like picks up like Axel or something like that, and ends up like kicking Rhino off or something, or bumping him into Rhino. So there you have it. Flo hurt because limited involvement of Sunil Singh, of course, and I guess it lost heat to the Ziggler-McIntyre and Chad Gable feud. And I guess it's because I don't have Ziggler and McIntyre as a team. Dolph's improving in performance, and Victor is improving in technical. So good on you guys. And I guess I didn't say it, but it's featuring, Titus Worldwide, Apollo, and Titus O'Neil. The B team, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, the Revival, that being Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson. Ziggler and McIntyre, Breezango, Tyler Breeze and Fandango, Heath Slater and Rhino, and the Ascension. And then, of course, Sunil Singh as well, but he doesn't count. Ignore him. 42 Solid D as the B team just over-celebrate after their win. They will officially be facing Woken Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt at the pay-per-view. 59 Solid C as we get hyped for Bobby Lashley's response to Sami Zayn, which is next. And oh boy, guys. 63 Solid C rating here, probably a little higher than I would have given it. This is more around that D rating, probably. Bobby Lashley comes out, he pretty much calls out Sami Zayn, saying how, Zayn has, been dragging his name through the mud and all that, and calls Sami Zayn out to, face him in the ring. Sami's music hits, but he doesn't come in the ring. In fact, he doesn't come out at all until where it's revealed that he's somewhere in the audience. And he tells Bobby Lashley he's not going to go in the ring, and just calls Bobby Lashley out, saying how Lashley's a fraud, everything about him is fake, his Instagram is fake. His Instagram, whack. His smile, whack. His sisters, whack. His military career, whack. Sami Zayn, he's tight as fuck. But, yeah. So, he's pretty much calling Bobby Lashley a liar, even saying that, do you even have sisters? Did you even serve in the military? That makes Bobby Lashley mad, who takes off his jacket and just stares at Sami from afar. Oh boy, this angle was just something else. I don't know what they're doing with Bobby Lashley, but they're not doing it right. The sister stuff is so stupid. That angle between Sami Zayn and him and the three boy sisters, although kind of got a chuckle out of me, still dumb. And didn't we already get a response from Bobby Lashley? Like, whatever. I'm pretty sure that angle with the sisters was supposed to be his response, but I guess it wasn't. This is just a stupid thing. It's a dumb angle, honestly. And I can't imagine the story, the match itself. The match itself will probably be good, but I can't imagine this is helping anybody, you know? Apparently it is, though, because Bobby Lashley is getting better at his gimmick. I don't know how, but yeah, this is a dumb angle. They just need to hurry up and end that. 53 C- rating here as we get a recap from the opening tag team match earlier on the night between Rollins, Reigns, and Mahal and Elias. Of course, Sunil Singh being featured as well because, well, he was the reason why they kind of lost. All distraction and whatnot. Solid 60 rated C as we get hyped for our Money in the Bank Intercontinental Championship match. That'll be between champion Seth Rollins and challenger Elias. Solid 60 rated C here as Charlie Caruso and Renee Young are interviewing Jinder Mahal and Roman Reigns respectively, and kind of like a who wasn't following the script. I guess there was no script. Whatever. Dueling promos between the two. Mahal is talking about how, you know, what the hell was he talking about Roman now? I can't remember. How Roman's pretty much wasted all these opportunities and whatnot, and how he deserves them, I guess. And then this leads to Renee Young with Roman Reigns, who tells Roman exactly what Jinder said, and then Roman's like, Jinder, what? He gets handed these opportunities. He just expects it to be handed to him and whatnot. That makes Jinder all mad, and he tells Roman to come face him, and Roman's like, shut up, Jinder. You know what? I know where you are. I'll come fight you right now, which he does. He walks all the way over to where Jinder Mahal is. They kind of stare each other down before Mahal throws Sunil Singh on the Roman, and they brawl it out for a bit before having to be separated. So it was an interesting idea. It wasn't bad. It was interesting. I liked it. It could have been probably executed a little better, but again, it's not a bad idea. I actually like the idea of both of them cutting their promos at the same time, and then Roman being like, "Screw this, dude. I'm gonna go whoop your ass." It was a good part. I like that. It did lose heat for the feud though, which is unfortunately. I blame the scripts. Even though Roman Reigns had, he was better, but Jinder Mahal wasn't. That's my bad, though. I don't know how that happened, but it happened. 38 D- as we get our secondary hype for the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match, of course, featuring Sasha Banks, Natalya, Charlotte Flair, Ember Moon, Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch, Naomi, and Lana. Nope. And then we lead into a 6-man tag team matchup here. 44 solid D rating here. And a poor matchup here. Bayley, Sasha Banks, excuse me, and Ember Moon defeat the Riot Squad. Of course, that being Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and Sarah Logan. In 11 minutes, 2 seconds when Bayley defeats Sarah Logan by pinfall with a Bayley to belly suplex. Sorry. Got a bit of a tickle in my throat. We also saw Alexa Bliss cause a distraction for both Banks and Moon. And then Bayley was only added to the match right before the finish. In terms of in-ring work, Sasha Banks was better than everybody. So, this was kind of confusing the book. Originally, this match is supposed to be Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks, and Ember Moon taking on the Riot Squad. But early on, Alexa Bliss hurt herself, and she left the match. So that made it like a 2-on-1 handicap match, or a 2-on-3 handicap match. And for the longest time, it was that, until towards the end, when Bayley just comes out of nowhere and runs in, tags herself in somehow, hits the Bayley to belly on Sarah Logan, and then 1, 2, 3 for some reason, even though she was never in the match. So it was a bit of a weird angle. I wasn't even sure how I was going to do it. So the way we opted to do was just have like Alexa Bliss cause a distraction because she really wasn't in the match, and just do Bayley in her spot, and then do the whole add-in later feature that you can do into TEW, which is normally for like Money in the Bank cash-ins and stuff, but in this instance, we just used it for this. Okay, so Flo was hurt because, some workers had little to no involvement, that probably being Bayley. Ember Moon with a 43 in-ring performance. Good on her. We're in her hometown, too. Sasha Banks with a 52 in-ring performance. Looks like the best of the match. Of course, with limited involvement, Bayley was a 30, so that's the worst, but we're not really going to acknowledge that because it is with limited involvement. Sarah Logan with an impressive 40. She did better than Ruby Riott. Liv Morgan with the worst in-ring performance of the match, 35. Ruby Riott with a 38. And they did push the women's Money in the Bank along. So there we have that weirdo match that happened, which immediately jumps into a 62 solid C rating here as we see Constable Corbin just kind of looking down on Kurt, like Kurt's smiling, and he goes, "What the hell was that, dude? Bayley wasn't in the match. You can't have her win." And he pretty much tells Kurt to reverse the decision or he's going to call Stephanie. So Kurt goes to reverse the decision. We then go to a 58C- as we see Ember Moon, Sasha Banks, and Bayley all happy and celebrating their recent win over the Riot Squad. Of course, Sasha and Bayley kind of have a little bit of tension between them, but Ember tells them that they need to just hug and make up because she's ready to celebrate. Oh boy, I hate to beat up on Ember, but she just needs some work when it comes to her acting. Not that Sasha and Bayley are good in acting. In fact, a lot of the people in WWE I wouldn't consider good at acting. But Ember just comes off as so phoned in half the time, and she's just trying way too hard. And you can just tell it feels like. I feel bad for the girl because, she's obviously, adored by a lot of people. And, she's not bad in the ring, but everything else about her I can't stand. Her gimmick, every time she talks on the mic, and even here when she's playing off of Sasha and Bayley, it's just she's just not a good individual. She's the in-ring worker, but she doesn't have, I guess, the charisma or the mic skills for, in my opinion, to get over. But she got over somehow, so I guess I'm wrong. Nonetheless, Sasha's thanks for having my back, pretty much, to Bayley, and Bayley's no problem. And it looks like they're all going to make up and it's all going to be happy until Kurt comes in and says, hey, Bayley wasn't in that match, so I'm going to have to reverse the decision to a disqualification, and the Riot Squad's going to win. They're like, are you serious? Come on, are you surprised? And then Kurt's like, yeah, it's true, pretty much, and then he walks away. And then, of course, I don't know if Ember Moon did, but I know Sasha kind of gave, Bayley, a dirty look, really, Bayley? And it's really, Sasha? 2 seconds ago, you were just happy when you won, but now that you lost, you're all mad? It was such a stupid angle. Gained heat for the feud, though, so good on them. But good lord. She's going to be mad because the decision was reversed. You should be surprised you won in the first place. Okay. 69C+, I was surprised that this did as well as it did. I mean, 69C+ isn't anything great, but when you feature a referee in an angle, guaranteed he wasn't rated. But when you feature a referee in an angle, usually they don't do too well. But Baron Corbin just shown backstage pretty much berating the referee of the match. John Cone pretty much well, what the hell were you thinking? Why would you think that? I rated Baron Corbin on menace, so I guess he's got some decent menace. And then we go to the Special Olympics promo. This was Big Show, technically. Big Show was out there with the Special Olympics stars or participants, I guess, putting over, how the Special Olympics is coming up and whatnot. We didn't have Big Show because Big Show is apparently in rehab right now for some undisclosed hip surgery or something like that. So he'll be back soon, but he wasn't here this week, or he wasn't available this week. So unfortunately, I just went with Big Match John instead. So Big Break John taking the place of the Big Show, helping us out with a 75B-. Interesting how this did worse than his normal 100 A-star rated segments for his promos. Probably because those are usually a lot longer. The one tonight was 7 minutes long because that's what I needed to fill, where this probably wasn't that long at all. So that's probably why. That leads to Finn Balor kind of coming out and doing a little pose with, the Special Olympics guys. But I didn't really feel like that. That was just a little excessive, I think. I didn't really see a reason to have to feature that, considering it was just that. That was it, 50D+ rating here as we get hyped for next week's Fatal 4-Way match two Fatal 4-Way matches, excuse me. We have 2 Fatal 4-Way matches next week between the Raw Superstars and both the Money in the Banks. First, the women, which will be Sasha Banks, Ember Moon, and Alexa Bliss and Natalya, if they're cleared to compete. Because remember, Natalya and Alexa Bliss are injured, so they might not be cleared to compete next week. They had a weird question mark over them. And then, of course, the men's Fatal 4-Way, which will be between Braun Strowman, Bobby Roode, Kevin Owens, and Finn Balor. We get some hype for the face-off for next week between Ronda Rousey and Nia Jax. That gets a 49D+. 57 C- as we get hype for the men's Money in the Bank for the third time, featuring everybody except Kofi Kingston and Big E. This time Xavier Woods takes the spot of the New Day, so all New Day members get some highlight here. And then finally, our main event of the night with a 74B-. Probably one of our best matches we've had so far. 74B-, good matchup. Finn Balor goes over Kevin Owens in 22 minutes, 57 seconds. After Kevin Owens got disqualified, going into like an attacking rage. He was just beating down on Finn, stomping on him until the referee just had to disqualify him. David Otunga, weak on commentary. Finn Balor with a 67 in-ring performance. Kevin Owens with a 70. Gained heat for the Money in the Bank feud. Finn Balor's improving in performance. So good on you guys there. The match itself, it was okay. It's a bit long if you ask me, with not a lot going on. And then we end off the night with a 69C+ as Kevin Owens looks to continue to beat down on Finn Balor. He pulls a ladder in the ring, he climbs to the top, and he teases like he's going to do the, the frog splash or the tadpole splash, as I like to call it. Or is that what they call it? I think so. No. They called it like the toad splash or something like that. I don't remember, to be honest, now that I think about it. It's kind of bad. The bullfrog splash, that's what they called it, the bullfrog splash. Now I remember. Nonetheless, Owens, I guess he's afraid of heights, and he doesn't want to do it. He climbs down the ladder to like the halfway point until Finn Balor gets back up and pulls him off the ladder, takes him down with like the switchblade, I believe it was, and then he climbs to the top of the ladder, hits the coup de grace from the top before climbing back up and pulling down the Money in the Bank briefcase, teasing that he is going to win the briefcase. My money is still on Samoa Joe. Did I press the button? I did not. Overall, 80 solid B. Again, I'm not sure how, but we'll take it. So solid 80B here tonight, increasing our popularity in 27 regions. Somehow, some way, WWE has found the secret. I'm thinking it's mostly because we're not getting dinged for storylines as well when I think about it. Because before, when we were national, we would always get dinged because we didn't have enough interesting storylines going on. But now we do because we're a cult company, and yeah. But, yeah, it'll be... I still don't understand how exactly we're getting these solid Bs when we haven't even gotten a solid B on the show, but that's okay. Nonetheless, though, that is going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, do me a favor, leave me a comment, like, and subscribe if you have not already. And as always, don't forget to share this video with your friends, your Facebooks, your Twitters, your Instagrams, I don't give a damn, all the social media accounts out there that I can't think of off the top of my head. Share it to those, and maybe some will see it, and they'll like it, and they'll subscribe. In fact, if you think you got a buddy out there who would like my content, go ahead and share a video with them. Help your boy out, gain some more subscribers. It's always greatly appreciated, and as always, I've got some of my friends you can always check out down below. You got my buddy Zach, who's doing his thing on Twitch, ZachManziNVO. He was doing some... Oh boy, Welcome to the Game. Great game if you haven't played it before. Very tense game. Did that last night. He's playing like Fortnite, which I've never played, but it's like popular right now. A Way Out, WWE games, all sorts of stuff. Check out Zach on Twitch. Check out my buddy Raging Yoshi here on YouTube doing the Let's Play game. He's got Final Fantasy going on right now. He just finished a game called, I think it was Manmadora. Horrible pronouncing the names. Got plenty of people. Check them all down below. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.